Men, and as usual, I use the term loosely. This is my first video post KHK. That's going to be a hard act to follow in terms of uniqueness. If anybody out there has anything unique they think might be interesting to the viewing public at large, leave me a comment below, get a hold of me through my website, whatever. I'd be glad to consider it and take it on and share it with everybody if anybody's interested. In the meantime, I'm going to do just a short video today. I got a couple of public service announcements I want to do. The first one is concerning this wheel hub. This is out of a 2013 Sportster. One of my customers came and picked up a chopper that I had built for him, and his son was riding this. And somewhere, I guess up in Iowa, the guy traveled quite a long way. But anyway, I guess the tire went bad. He had a tire put on it. The guy at the shop up there said, your wheel rim and your spokes are screwed up. You need to get a new rim. It's bent and your spokes are loose and they're jacked up, and I just can't deal with it right now. So I guess the guy put the tire on it, and the kid drove it a while and the handling was bad or something. Anyway, he decided it was unsafe to drive it. So I got it to my shop, took the wheel off the bike for him, and started taking the wheel apart. And indeed, it was wobbling quite a bit. It was out of round. It was, all over the place. And a bunch of spokes were loose. Look at what I found, though. There are several holes where the head of the spoke fits through the hole. Hey, I don't suppose I should have to tell you how dangerous this could be in terms of imminent wheel failure. There's 3 of them where the spoke just passes through as if it's not even being retained or just barely retained. There are several more, several other holes, and you could see how elongated they are. Like this one, I could probably force, well, actually, I'm pops through, they're pretty easy too. But anyway, you could see, imagine how dangerous this is. The wheel might be in imminent danger of collapsing. Keep an eye on your spokes, guys. Don't let them get to the point where the holes are so jacked up from being loose that the spoke will just pass right through the hole. Should this collapse on you going down the road at 70 miles an hour, you're probably going to be killed or severely injured. I kind of blame Harley for a little bit of this. A steel spool hub would not wear so badly as these aluminum ones do. But anyway, keep an eye on your spokes. Keep them tight. Probably better to have them tight and out of true than have them not tight and out of true. Anyway, public service announcement number 1. Keep your spokes tight. Okay, just FYI, this particular point set happened to come in the points conversion kit, the V-twin points conversion kit. It had the backing plate, the points condenser, and an advanced assembly in it. So these are the ones to avoid. All right, so those douchebags at V-twin strike again, okay? It never ceases to amaze me the way they could fuck something up, all right? The adjusting slot for the points lockdown screw is not long enough. I move it all the way out to the end over here, and the gap is still too big. What the fuck? So did they drill the hole in the backing plate in the wrong place? Or did they mismanufacture the point base and not make the screw big enough? Or is the phenolic block that rides on a cam too tall? Or is the cam fucked up and the lobes on the cam are too tall? So I get to pick whichever one I think is the root cause of the problem and modify these motherfuckers to fit. Why should you have to go through this every time you buy something from that fucking place? I expect it on some things, sissy bars and shit, you're custom fitting. But this should be a precision engine part, and it should fit the way it's supposed to fucking fit. They drive me absolutely fucking berserk. Okay, I got 5 old backing plates, plus the one that just came in the kit. And the holes, for all intents and purposes, look to be exactly the same. So I think I could rule out backing plate being misdrilled as a fault. Now, I've got 2 or 3 sets of points laying around. Unfortunately, they're all V-twins. I thought I had some new old stock HD, but I don't. But anyway, here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. If you look carefully at these, they changed the design a little bit, and I don't know why. This is the set I'm trying to install. This is the set I had in a sealed bag, also V-twin, probably much older than this one. But you notice the placement of the hole has changed. The shape of the whole base plate has changed. So we're going to try installing this set of points and see what happens. Alright, so the other set of V-twin points I had worked just fine. If you happen to have a set where the adjusting slot is almost touching the side of the mounting plate, the side opposite the points, these probably ain't going to work. The other set, I put them in there and they adjust right up almost exactly in the center where the little notch is over here. So the other set is good. This set is no good. Moral of the story, don't buy V-twin points. Okay, PSA number 3. This jagged little shard of metal is part of a broken drill bit. I was drilling a hole in something the other day, and I had my face kind of down towards the table on the drill press. And when the drill bit broke through the piece of material, the point ended up getting hung up on part of the drill press vise. And when it got hung up, the drill bit literally shattered. And this came flying off at, 700 miles an hour and hit me in the face. It hit me in the cheek, and the pointy part actually embedded itself in me. Point being, had it been an inch or two one way or the other, a little higher, it could have hit me right in the eye and could have blinded me, except for the fact that I was wearing these safety glasses. To steal a line from Norm Abrams, nothing is more important than these safety glasses. Pieces of metal could come flying off of whatever it is you're working on, grinding, cutting, machining, and fly up and hit you in the face. Like I said, this thing embedded itself in my skin. So working around machinery, wear safety glasses. Yeah, they're dorky looking, but hey, save your eyeballs. Okay, so here's PSA number 4. What you're looking at is Thompson Chopper's website. It looks like a legitimate website. There's nothing suspicious about this. Anyway, one of my recent customers found this website, and he wanted me to install one of their front ends on my on his bike that I was building for him. And I think the one he picked out was this guy here. So I called Thompson Choppers up, told them what I wanted. I ordered one. They wanted a credit card number, which they processed the credit card and charged me the full amount within a day or two of me giving them the number. This was in February 2021, plus or minus a week or two. Anyway, they said it would be 6 to 8 weeks, something like that, before it was done. I said, no problem, got plenty of time. So the 6 or 8 weeks went past, and I started calling them to verify, progress on my front end. And I started getting stories like, well, you know, the machinist isn't there. Oh, I have 7 of them in front of you. Oh, I need special tubing. It's out of stock. Oh, COVID. Oh, there's a snowstorm. You know, it was one excuse after another. Anyway, before you know it, it's June, and they still haven't produced the front end. And I had been calling this guy, emailing him. Sometimes he'd answer the phone, sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes he'd call me back, sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes he'd answer an email, sometimes he wouldn't. Anyway, it became obvious I was never going to get a front end out of this guy. So myself and my customer for whom I was building the chopper began checking him out. And we looked at the Better Business Bureau organization here. And we typed in Thompson choppers. I can't type. And lo and behold, here he is. BBB rating F. BBB rating F. Same outfit, 2 different addresses. The phone number is the same. So just click on one of these guys. Reviews 1 out of 5. 11 complaints in the last 3 years. 6 complaints closed in the last 12 months. Reviews. This is my review. You could hit pause if you want to read this. But anyway, long and the short of it was, pert near 6 months after ordering the Springer, he never bothered to produce it. He did the same thing pretty much to this guy over here. And then you read the complaints, and basically the same thing. He has a very good habit of taking people's money and a very bad habit of never producing the parts. I filed a dispute with my credit card company. I got the money back. But anyway, Thompson choppers. Someplace to avoid. A leopard can't change his spots, so I suspect this guy is going to continue to rip people off given the opportunity. Don't give him the opportunity. I'm trying to be mean or malicious. This is, public record. It's filed with the BBB. Guy ripped me off. Tried to rip me off. Lucky I got my money back. Be careful out there. And that's it for this week. I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Y'all have a good day.